Google Keep. Hello, and welcome. Inside the ant farm.
Still looking creepy. Hey, welcome guys. We actually have a road soda that we're probably putting up right around the same time, so we're not going to do too much talking because it's going to be on the road soda for the most part, but we do have one special treat for you. We just got out of Iron Man 3.
Dun, dun, dun. I wish I had like a figure or something I could hold up, but I don't. So.
Yeah, you only have DC guys.
I do.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. We'll get you...
Here, he's Iron Car Man. Look,
sort of. He's shiny like Iron Man. No, okay. Yeah.
So we're not gonna do any spoilers, but we're gonna let you know.
We'll try our best.
Right.
Let's say any spoilers.
First off, how you been?
I'm pretty good. We did this in the road soda, though.
I know, but they might not listen to the road soda. Not everyone listens to the road soda.
Listen to the road soda, okay? SoundCloud, it'll be up there, okay?
I can't link it to here, so...
Why not? Put it right here. That's your job, right there.
Make sure it's over your face, because that's where I'm going to put it. I'll leave it the whole time.
I don't have my glasses like Jordy in Star Trek Next Generation. I'm good. It's been a long week. I'm kind of glad I had a couple days off.
I'm done too.
Recharge the batteries.
Now, before we start the review...
Yeah, that's right.
I got a very special beer. I saw this and I thought of you, Matt. And so I brought it. I kept it secret until right now.
Well, I would too.
It's called Voodoo Donut. It's a Rogue Ale.
It's in a Pepto-Bismol bottle.
Chocolate, peanut butter, and banana ale.
We're gonna drink the shit out of that right now.
If I can get this.
Please stand by.
There we go.
You're supposed to pre-loosen that, okay?
It was yeah, and then put it in my bag. That would be a great idea.
Yes, it would.
We're gonna pour this and check it out. See what it looks like.
It's dark and pretty.
That's for you, big guy.
With notes of banana and smell a lot of banana in there.
Well, that's because it's banana, chocolate, and peanut butter ale.
Gross. Like the Elvis sandwich here.
This is from Rogue.
Wow.
That's just as advertised, really.
I don't know where they think of these flavors from. Like, what if we put a peanut butter banana sandwich in, pour chocolate all over it, and make it beer?
Well, what I don't like is that it's it's natural flavors. Never mind, natural flavors, so we're cool. I thought it said artificial flavors at first. Yeah, pink bottle, and that's what it tastes like. Voodoo Ale, Voodoo Donut Ale.
That is strange. Iron Man 3. It was pretty fun.
Well, let's give the premise first.
Okay. Well, why don't you? I'll let you synopsis.
Oh, I would love to give a synopsis because now I've seen this movie twice. This is my second time seeing this.
What?
I saw it with Jayme. I told you this.
You're dead to the family. You know that, right?
And that's why I was giving away all the plot points. I'm like, watch this. This guy dies.
You're gonna love this. And like, he's like Nostradamus.
They're gonna stab Tony Stark to the head. Oh, that's a spoiler. Sorry, he gets stabbed to the head. That's not. He doesn't get stabbed to the head. So it's basically Tony Stark. It kind of follows the events of the Avengers. If you saw the Avengers at the end, Tony Stark kind of saves everybody by closing this wormhole up, sending like a nuclear weapon or something at the bad guys and killing them. And then he falls through, and
Tony Stark is a general badass. But in this movie, even though he's kind of
lost his mojo a little bit.
He's lost mojo. Yeah, that's really what it is. Because he's got this PTSD type thing going on.
And so like he's still with Pepper, but he's kind of ignoring her more than he should be.
He's trying to handle his thing not with booze, but with working on machines.
Which for the record, in the comic, booze.
Yeah, I remember that. He had like an alcohol
Lots of
problem.
booze, yeah. Like he was so boozy that they basically made him stop being Iron Man because he was like flying around all drunk. He was like drunk while flying, and that's why Colonel James Rhodes, who's also in the movie, as the Iron Patriot, was actually took over as Iron Man for a while.
Yeah. Not to be confused as Colonel Mustard, by the way.
No, I don't think anyone would ever confuse him as that. So he's kind of lost his mojo. This kind of hotshot guy comes in, played by Guy Pearce, named Aldrich Killian, and he's
he has a douche name.
Yeah, and he has like this new technology that like is supposed to make you body heal or something. They don't really explain that very well.
They're like it's like nanotech.
Yeah, but they don't really explain it.
Well, I think they want you to just suspend your mind. If you're like a fan of the comic books, you're just going to assume that some kind of nanotech like little robots to go inside and make you better at something.
Yeah, I felt the closest analog I saw, but I haven't read all the Iron Man comics, but he's kind of like the living laser, where he's like just like, oh, I'm really powerful, and I can shoot fire out of my mouth sometimes, you know. Like.
I think they took a couple of people obviously together to make a couple of the guys, you know what I mean?
And so all the while in the background, there's a shadowy terrorist figure named the Mandarin, he's basically like an eloquent version of Osama bin Laden.
And if you read the comic books, he is the Lex Luthor to
although the very incredibly racistly portrayed Lex, because he's in the comics he's
like the Hong Kong Fooey of Lex
he's
Luthor.
Chinese, and he's got the long robes and
like
the long like
bing bong.
Yeah. Like, I see my power. You know, it's just like, oh, his sidekick is a dragon that wears purple pants.
Sing Fang Foom.
That's right.
Is that his name? Yes, I remember that.
Sing Fang Foom, a dragon wearing purple pants.
I mean, if you're gonna be a dragon, you might as well wear Hulk's pants.
Guys, I think he's just trying to calculate Hulk's style. Maybe like if I had an old pair of Hulk's pants.
He's like, Hulk, where'd you get those from,
maybe
dude?
He's like modest. He wants to cover up his dragon
dong.
Yeah,
dragon dong.
So he's like, oh, purple pants. There we go. You know,
or in Chinese, long dong.
Yeah. Long action. Yeah,
means dragon. Yeah,
true story. So they're trying to stop this guy. While Aldous Killian is kind of trying to take over, and you know they really can't give any more away because they kind of
there's some issues with Aldrich which they show in the beginning, and they kind of thread through the whole thing, which makes the story what it is. You know, flesh it out for you while it goes.
So this was directed, and I think it was written a little bit by Shane Black, who did Lethal Weapon and a bunch of other stuff. If you've noticed the theme of Shane Black's movies, he loves, for some reason, to do movies around Christmas, even if they come out in the middle of summer.
Yeah,
and so there was like
Die Hard.
I almost felt like that
started Die Hard. So
I almost felt like that was a shoehorn theme. I didn't feel like it fit to me. I was like, wait, maybe because they're in California.
Did he do the Home Alone movie? I think he did Home Alone too.
I don't remember.
Like the first Home Alone, I want to say.
Yeah, so a lot of Christmas though, a lot of Christmas stuff, and
for some it makes sense. But this one is like, nah. I don't think it really mattered.
I didn't think it fit really well, especially the second time watching it. I was like, you know, but it's just I'm just me being nitpicky because I watched it twice.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I'd probably go see it again with Jess. Hopefully, I hope so.
If she lets you now.
Well, she wants to see it. So, yeah. So, what are your thoughts on it? Let's flesh out our thoughts here. The beginning.
I liked Iron Man.
What
Tony
do we like
Stark
about
being more Tony Snark than normal. I like that. That's a good writing. They kind of bled a lot of his wits. This might have just been Shane Black, or also Joss Whedon, because Joss Whedon, he got a special thanks, which probably means he looked over the script at least a little bit. But like you could feel like they spread a lot of his wit into other characters, which made sense because like there's mostly characters that had been with him for years, like Pepper Potts and Happy Hogan. And
Happy Hogan.
But and also the whole plot gets put into motion because, and this isn't really a spoiler, Happy Hogan gets attacked basically, and so Tony Stark's like on for revenge, you know. So that's what kind of sets him on the road.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good stuff in this movie, a lot of good stuff, and then it's hard for me to even look back on the bad stuff.
I love the suits. Yeah, I mean,
the suits are great. Just seeing all the suits. His snark really came through. Like, he wasn't just, I'm just trying to be snarky. He's kind of a douche. He is. Like, in real...
He owns it.
That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be a douche with a heart of gold, basically. You know,
a douche with a heart of gold.
Yeah, he is. He's
kind of like you, Matt.
Kind of like me, yeah. But, you know, with his interaction with that kid, you know...
yeah.
When he gets the car and he's driving
Your
away.
dad died, don't be a pussy about it. Your dad left, don't be a pussy about it.
And like he's like, oh, you're gonna leave me? He's like, oh, what are you trying to say? Just like your dad did? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, then yeah, I'm leaving.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean that's one good thing about Tony Stark. Like he doesn't fall. Because he's so intelligent. He doesn't fall for like wordplay and stuff like that, and ploys by people. That he's just like, oh, well, fuck you then. You'll see that.
And there's a lot of people actually I've heard comparing it to Dark Knight Rises. And, you know, I mean, I get an eccentric billionaire, but there's a very big schism between the personalities of the two characters, you know. And that, I mean, that's what makes Iron Man...
Also the way the movies are played,
commodity.
I mean, Iron Man 3 is definitely a comedic take on it. It's not, like, there's a lot of action and there is drama in it, but it's very much a comedy.
There's a lot of fun, tongue-in-cheek, like, stuff that is feels like a good, funny comic book, like, I think reminiscent of those 80s and 90s and even farther back.
One of the things I really liked is that Shane Black seemed to take some tropes that could have easily been very, like, cliche and took a comedic twist on them. Like the one part where the armor is flying towards him and he's like, yeah, here comes that armor, and then it just falls over. And he's like, oh.
like when he's all tied up and he keeps going, okay, now go.
Here you go.
No, 1, 3, 2, you guys better start running, 5, 5.
That reminded me of the Get Smart, where he's like, the element of surprise. He throws the phone at him and nothing happens. And those kind of moments are funny. See, it's like they could have taken the easy route, be like, oh, he got it first try, but no, he's just a guy, you know. And he was trying to psych him out, and it didn't work.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool little nuances. A lot of cool visuals. All the different Iron Man suits are really cool looking because they're all different from each other.
A lot of them are very different, which I like.
And you'll see.
Somebody knows all the names.
If you're looking,
we already went over that. That's my wife again, invading the podcast.
You're looking quick. If you're looking quickly at them, you can see that there's very big differences in all the suits. They're not there's a lot of them you see obviously the same Iron Man theme. What are you looking at that for?
I'm not. I'm looking at you.
You're like, you'll see like there's a lot of the same theme in the Iron Man suits, but then a lot of different stuff. You know, like just like how the circuitry goes. There's some look like they're older and more used than others and stuff like that.
Oh, and I like the near the beginning when he's in the Mark III, just kind of almost for no reason, but just to show you like he still has it around, you know, and still he's got all the dings from when it fell out of the sky and stuff. But he gets in it and he can't because it makes him feel safe. He gets inside and he's like, oh, check my vitals, check, tell me am I sick, am I poisoned, and it makes sense because it becomes like a crutch for him, which happens in the comic book as well. Like when he's drinking and he's a big drunk,
it's like part of his addiction.
He literally gets in the suit because he can't function outside the suit, and so I liked that bleed over from the comics. It was very interesting.
Yeah. It's like part of his addiction. That's why it's so fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they make. I guess something more kid friendly. They don't want him to be like, I was drunk, I'm trying to stop.
Well, his addiction in this movie was kind of like his tinkering, and like he had to keep working on stuff. He had to keep, and that's which. By the way, kids, the moral of the story is: if you're addicted to something, make a lot of Iron Man suits because they help you in the end.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like he has it's a very nerd way of looking at things. Because nerds get obsessed over things. Yeah. It's a very nerdish view on life. Nerds get obsessed over things. That's why they have that's why nerds collect a bunch of toys or know random facts, like know all the names and functions of Iron Man suits, for instance. So it makes sense for his character because he is that super intelligent, nerdy guy, you know. Who has his Iron Man suit talking to his woman while he's downstairs doing things.
I thought that was a little reminiscent of the Watchmen.
Do you want to come in here, baby, or you want to get on camera?
I'll sit down here.
Okay.
No, the scene when he's got the multiple blue men fucking her.
Okay, so that's Watchmen. You're correct. Multiple blue men fucking. That is not from Iron Man, by the way.
Yeah, I already said the Watchmen.
I'm just premising because we're focusing on the screen here. But anyway, what do you got? What do you got for negatives?
Most of my negatives were really nitpicky. Like Aldrich Killian, at the end of the day, kind of turned to be the same character that Sam Rockwell was to be the same character. Like, he was very generic.
I actually heard something and read something
businessman with a bowler hat. Yeah. Just like, you're okay, you're that guy. Like, they could I feel like they could have done slightly more with him than they did. Because like, they gave him the premise that he wanted to be this bigger thing. Yeah. But they never made him. He never had a goal. He's like, I just want to kill the president and then put my own vice president in there. Which, by the way, feels incredibly shoehorned because they introduced Miguel Ferrer 3/4 of the way through, and you're like, okay.
Well, also, I mean, he's this greasy car salesman guy. He does have some kind of like vague.
So that's kind of a mild,
like
mild
vague,
spoiler, though. I'm sorry about that. Well, I'll preface this that there'll be mild spoilers.
Okay. He's vaguely says something about like the environment. I don't know issues. He has something like these like generic issues.
No, but he even says
what-
it's a generic issue. He said that that's just the excuse. He doesn't give a fuck about the environment.
He does say that at the end of the movie. He
Okay.
says. Remember,
You say I don't give a fuck about the environment. Hard
I
ass.
apologize. I'll use less language.
that's fine.
Um,
No, but like this is I know I'm going back to likes, but there wasn't a lot of stuff I didn't like. But one thing I really liked, Ben Kingsley. I thought he was amazing.
I did too, and you know
He was
what?
my favorite person in the movie.
I remember.
every part
More
he
than-
played in the movie.
I remember when
Yes.
we there was a couple weeks ago where you weren't sure about Ben Kingsley.
Well, yeah, because I wasn't sure. I mean, I didn't
knew
know how
they-
they were going to use him. I
I knew
faith
they'd
in how
have
they were gonna use
something good to do with him.
him. After Iron Man 2,
If
I
you
was
have
hurt.
Sir
You know, I
Ben
was-
Kingsley in your
Okay, Love
cast.
Guru people.
Sexy Beast, he still probably was the best part of that movie. Think about it.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, that's like the shiniest turd. Though,
Yeah,
man. He was
exactly.
terrible
But
in that movie.
still probably the best part about the movie. So him in this, I had faith that he was going to do something good, and
I just didn't.
not to give anything away.
I
but
didn't. I thought he might have been either underutilized or overutilized.
There,
Like, he would've
there's a
been-
rub in this movie that is something I don't think I've ever seen before. It was pretty cool.
And
the way it
another
worked
thing, that's
out.
another credit to Shane
Yeah.
Black and the screenwriter, whoever the screenwriters were, and it actually played off Ben Kingsley's role, and it was really good. It was a really good
It was
twist.
really good. Like I was like,
I
did not
loved.
think
I
that was coming.
loved. What did you think? What did you think of Ben Kingsley's accent as the Mandarin? What did you think he was? His
Benicio del
accent?
Toro.
See, I thought Native American, like he was going for that old Joe Indian, like 1960s, you know.
Maybe. His voice
they're
just
just
sounded
talking
like he was
this
almost
and
drunk.
this,
He said he
a
had
very
a,
straight
like,
tone,
tone.
like they did.
But
Native
every
Americans
once in
the
a while,
50s.
he would miss a beat or something. It was
American,
like,
you just say
yeah.
American.
Yes.
I really liked what they did with that. It was,
Like,
it was
it
very
was,
good.
it was
voice work.
enjoyable.
Other things I didn't like, well, like I said, it felt like some of the plot was kind of shoehorned.
What'd you guys think of the kid?
The kid didn't need to be there, but he was like a.
I understand why the kid was there. I understand why he was there.
I understand that that's how Shane Black likes to write things, and so that's why he was there. He didn't need to be there though,
Well,
and they just like I think if they would have taken all those kid scenes out and replaced it with just like an adult or Happy Hogan or somebody, you know, just like
Happy Hogan was out the whole movie.
well, that's what I'm saying is like just
Whole movie.
somebody that he had as a confidant originally that maybe wasn't didn't have to be somewhere else like Pepper had to be somewhere else or whatever. But it just felt like he was just there as like a sounding board.
I think he was more
And a sympathetic character, which
his
he didn't need,
stepping
really.
stone to redemption, getting back to where he needed to be. I
Yeah.
think that's what it
I
was.
think it was him as a little boy. And helped him. Yeah.
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah, did
Sorta.
that there.
I guess I just don't
Except
think
he was a billionaire still. back then,
I
but-
feel like he was the most generic part of the movie though, and then, so I didn't really.
I just don't feel like they closed up his storyline good enough. That's my only.
Well, and then,
Maybe
like,
they left it open for a reason.
the little thing they
He's
put
gonna be
in,
an Iron Kid.
the
Maybe?
little thing they put at the end. I was like, did they need to do that really? Because like, I mean,
I thought it was cool. That's what Tony should have done something nice for him. I mean,
I guess yeah. I mean,
Better than him procreating himself.
I liked him making his Tony making his little gadgets and running around being like a little ninja. That was fun.
that's something cool because I mean he is first and foremost an inventor. And that's what he does. So.
Some of the fight scenes too are amazing. Like the fight scene where he's getting the pieces. He just has the two pieces of armor at first, and he's just like kind of flying around. He's got the one hand thing and the one foot thing. He's kind of flying around and shooting people.
Some of the fight scenes,
and then
though,
he starts getting more pieces as he's walking around.
for a little bit of a negative, I'm going to sneeze. Okay.
Some Zyrtec?
Well,
a little bit
it
of
out.
negative here. Cut that right now. A little bit of negative. Some of the fight scenes were a little too choppy in some places, like especially the big battle. I was like, oh.
Well, see, when you have 20 Iron Man suits, they kind of have to be though. You know, otherwise that fight scene is going to last for a million.
Well, they got those weird, mutant nano ninja guys that are supposed to be ninjas or
the extremists.
I
We'll
don't
call it.
Yeah, I don't.
Extremist people.
And they're like, all this, for some reason they can beat up all the Iron Man suits, which they didn't really explain too well.
Another thing I didn't like, like they could just, the one dude, the one, not Aldrich Combs, the other sidekick guy, he could like grab an Iron Man suit and just like incapacitate it.
You're like, you just
that
like,
made no sense. Like, what is it, like a nerve cage?
Yeah, like they can take a missile blast and you can destroy it.
Yeah, but when you heat up an Iron Man suit, it's made to withstand heat. So
it gets shot by a missile.
Yeah,
he gets shot by missiles all the time.
How hot they are.
Yeah, but like he'd make them fall over when he would grab them. Is what I'm saying. He'd be like, "Oh, I got you,"
and then and you hear him like
down. Yeah,
yeah.
Like what does he know where the switch is or something? What's going on
here?
This is
where the switch is.
Yeah. And this made Jayme choke back there.
Another problem I had, and it was unfortunately it was part of the main plot, was his PTSD. I didn't like how much crazy shit has he seen, and this is the thing that's bothering him. I feel like this. I feel like that's a Wednesday for him.
Technically, it was deep face. It wasn't really another movie.
But even in like the scene directly after you find out about this, he almost drowns. He gets like he thinks his wife's dead. Probably his whole place gets blown up. There's no PTSD from that. He's like, okay. But then that thing he's worried about.
Those are all things he knows how to deal with, though. He doesn't know what to do with aliens. They have unforeseen abilities.
They used it as a crutch, though. I think I don't think it was. And now it's about time for the ratings.
Yeah, we didn't just get cut off or anything.
Yeah, I need to make sure I clear off the small card I have in this computer.
Well, I mean, these are big files. They're high definition files, so I mean, it takes a lot of space. But
to make these faces look better.
Let's get the ratings. I mean, obviously we enjoyed it, but how good did we enjoy it?
Do you have your ratings? In the,
do you want me to pull out the ratings for you, or do you remember?
I don't need the ratings.
Okay, I'm good then.
But what would you give it then? You can go first. Some of that.
It was a great movie. I liked the mechanics of it, how it went down, even like the things that I complained about. Really, they were only just there because I was trying to find something to complain about. And there's no movie's perfect. This movie isn't perfect, but if you like that summer blockbuster, this is the summer blockbuster you're looking for. There might be better ones after. We still got Man of Steel coming up. We still got Star Trek.
Pacific Rim.
This guy.
That's going to be its own rating.
This mark right here.
Its own rating. Yeah. That movie was made out of my brain. Like, what, John?
Watch it. If you hate this, Mike, okay, if you hate this, we're going to start this podcast and there's going to be feet dangling.
If I hate this, there's some kind of, I already have some kind of brain damage.
Remember the Amazing
Spider-Man? There's no way I can hate this.
Remember the Amazing Spider-Man?
The Amazing Spider-Man, I was going to hit off the bats. And I told you this.
But you went in because you're a Spider-Man, you love Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that wasn't something I was like, oh, I'm so excited about this.
You were like Tony Stark. You had PTSD from watching that movie at the end. And I'm just trying to make sure everything's all right.
This is a completely different scenario.
Okay.
I like Pacific Rim. I did not like the Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't like anything about it. I didn't like the costume. I didn't like the character.
How'd you feel about it? What rating did you give that?
I would give that a worse than anything ever.
No, hot bag of garbage. That's what the
I give it lower than that. Like hot bag of garbage is reserved for stuff that I would ever maybe even just watch again out of fun.
You can't lose the scale. Hot bag of garbage is the worst.
Amazing Spider-Man is below hot bag of garbage. Like that. Like if I ever hate something so much I'm offended by it, it's going to be the Amazing Spider-Man.
If you ever hate something as much as Amazing Spider-Man, you'll destroy it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And I'll be like, with great power. Oh, what's the rest of the line? Oh, I forgot.
And then just choke the guy out. No, but ratings.
What is your rating?
This is a must-see movie. It really is. I give it a high must-see. I don't want to go
like you have to get like really high and then see it.
Like it is a great movie. It is something you need to go see. I wouldn't mind going seeing it twice. It was a lot of fun. I hope Jess wants to go because I want to go see it again.
Yeah, I convinced my significant other to go see it, so I think you can.
No, she wants to see it. Just wants to see it. We just gotta, we just gotta find time to get time to do something. But
I spent the second half of the movie leaning forward. That's how into it I was. The entire time.
Just like this that's why I'm leaning forward on this podcast. I'm into it. My rating would also be a must see. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, but I thought it was pretty up there.
Yeah, it was good.
I saw more of the flaws the second time around because it really puts a lot of like Mystique in your face, and so once some of those
not
jokes,
Mystique the X-Men. No.
That's
not Mystique the X-Men, correct?
Right.
Although they are making a new X-Men second class, or whatever it's called. It's gonna be first
Days
class
of Future
again.
Past.
I know. Yeah.
Days of Future Past. It's got everyone in it.
Everybody ever saw
They
the
have
Brian Singer X-Men are back.
Kelsey Grammer hopefully is back. That's
If
all.
you hear the
I hope
blues
so.
are calling,
That's all.
so salad
Please.
and scrambled eggs. And then Paul Giamatti is the Rhino. Wait, no, that's the crap.
That's just
Fantastic,
embarrassing.
no.
Yeah. But okay, so must see. We agree. You should go see it too. If you don't agree with us, write in the notes. If you do agree with us, well, you're cool. You probably have good company. Well, you have good company right here. So
Yeah, and
I have a
this
question.
okay.
Cotton candy?
Good night, everybody.
good night.
What the